Hi guys and welcome to Crochet Quiz Night. It is actually early afternoon, but I feel like quiz early afternoon doesn't have the same ring to it as quiz night, so we're going to go with it, okay? I'm basically going to be doing some crochet quizzes. That's the long and short of it. There isn't much else to say. I have done a video like this before. I'll link that in the description if you want to go and watch it after this one. I think it was one of my first ever videos, actually. But anyway, let's see what quizzes I've got for today. So I've got which crochet project should you take on next? Find out which crochet personality you are. Not got a clue what that means, but we'll find out. Are you more knitting or crocheting? That one will be interesting because I spend a lot more time crocheting than I do knitting. And then I have a few that are going to test my crochet knowledge, so we'll find out. Do I actually know that much about crochet, or am I just a huge fraud? Stay tuned to find out. I've got my blanket, I've got my iPad. I think we're good to go. Let's get started. So, which crochet project should you take on next? Let's start with this one. Take quiz. So, you're ready to take on your next crochet project, are you? Oh, I see. So, you're ready to take on your next crochet project, are you? I think that's how it's meant to be read. On a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you? About a 3.5, very specific. I'm brand new to this art and feeling all kinds of nervous about my skill level. 10 out of 10, baby. I've been at this for years and ready to take on my next big challenge. A solid 7. I've been working hard on mastering my beginner stitches and I think I'm ready to take it to the next level. I'm wavering between an 8 and a 9. Slightly nervous about taking on an intricate challenge, but also here for it. I think I'm going to say 10 out of 10, which, I don't know, maybe that's seems a bit cocky, but like the other options feel a bit nervous, and I would never say I was nervous to start a project, so let's go with that. Let's talk lingo. How comfortable are you with your crochet abbreviations? Total master. Reading crochet language is the most natural field there is for me. Completely lost. I'm pretty comfortable with the basics. I understand most abbreviations and feel ready for a new challenge. I think the thing is, like, if I don't know something, I would just Google it, but I wouldn't feel totally confident in saying that you could show me any abbreviation and I would know it. I'm going to say I understand most abbreviations. Okay, imagine yourself as a crochet project. Which one would best describe you? The coziest oversized sweater, the most complex afghan, an adventurous shawl, colourful quilted blanket. I'm going to say the coziest oversized sweater. Which photo best describes how you feel about crochet lace? I think it's amazing and I love it, but the idea of making it myself, I don't feel great about. I really don't. I think I could do it. It's just the tiny thread and the tiny hook that is off-putting to me. So I'm going to go for the scared face, I think. Which aspect of crocheting intimidates you the most? Reading diagrams, abbreviations, no. Creativity, no. Nothing really intimidates me. I'm going to say diagrams, because if you handed me a diagram, I would be intimidated. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rank your crochet expertise? 6, 7, I've been at this for a few years and have mastered the basics, but I know there's lots of room to grow. I'm going to say that one. I feel confident, but there's a lot of things that I still don't know. There's a lot of techniques I haven't tried. I'm going to say 6 to 7. About how much do you spend a year on crochet tools? Does that include yarn? It looks like it includes yarn. No shame in my game, I place some seriously high value on good solid yarn and hooks. Okay. I'm not the worst. I probably imply that I'm worse than I am online, but I am generally quite a responsible spender. It stresses me out quite a lot to buy things impulsively. I'm not really like that. But yarn is a weakness for me. I'm going to say keeping it crafty on a budget. I do what I can, but if there's a sale on at the yarn store, I'm all over it. Okay, Poof, your crochet fairy godmother is here to grant you one wish for your next crochet project. What is it? That I can finally land that broomstick lace pattern, that I can memorize every bit of crochet language, that I can just get through this scarf project, that I can have access to all the gorgeous yarn my knit-loving heart can handle. I'm going to go for the bottom one. Your next perfect project is the single crochet scarf. I have a scarf whip at the minute and I'm doing double crochet because the closest I've made to a single crochet scarf is this, which was moss stitch, like single crochet moss stitch, but it doesn't feel as bad when you're doing moss stitch. Based on your results, you've taken the first brave step of picking up that hook and yarn and you're ready to tackle your first project. Did I really answer these like I was a beginner? I don't feel like I did. Being a beginner is a wonderful thing. Have I blacked out? I don't think I implied that I was a beginner. Actually. Okay, not a fan of that quiz. Moving on swiftly. Let's see. Hopefully this one will be better. Find out which crochet personality you are. Okay. 10 hilarious questions. 5 very real crochet personalities. 1 dangerously accurate result. Okay. I have high hopes. It's Sunday afternoon. What are you doing with your yarn? Grabbing whatever's closest and crocheting until something distracts me. Lining up my hooks, checking my pattern and sipping something warm. Starting a project that came to me in a dream. Touching my yarns just because I can. I am going to say starting a project that came to me in a dream. I'm not the most organised when it comes to crafting, which I don't think is totally a bad thing, because I think it's like creativity is a bit more fluid. Oh, whatever. I'm not going to try and be profound. Someone compliments your crochet bag. What do you say? Thanks, I sort of made it up as I went. Could be me. You should see the other 10 bags I've started. Thank you, I followed the pattern exactly. Want the link? It matches 3 skeins I've had for years. Finally used one. Also, I always flip-flop between saying skeins and skeins, and I occasionally Google which one is right, and I'm like, oh, I'll remember that, and I never do. So sorry if I get it wrong. I'm going to say thanks, I sort of made it up as I went. This is a real problem for me all the time. I get comments like, oh, what pattern did you use for that? I'm like, I didn't. I completely winged it. I do apologise. Okay, you're packing for a trip. How much yarn do you bring? One small project. Oh, come on. Come off it. What's currently on my hook and that yarn that looked nice just in case? Just yarn, I'll figure out the project later. A neatly labelled pouch with yarn, pattern printer out and backup hook. None of these are accurate for me, I'm going to be honest. I went on holiday in summer and I packed every whip I had on the go and also loads of spare yarn. Didn't crochet, I don't think even once. I filmed a video where I crocheted and I did some knitting. I barely used any of it, but I'm going to say what's currently on my hook and that yarn that looked nice just in case, because I think that's the closest to what I actually did. How do you usually finish projects? With a glorious ta-da and 17 ends to weave in later, weeks or months after I started them, if at all. That could be me. Like a ritual, blocked, tagged and posted online. Finish, you mean like actually complete it, no loose ends at all. I'm going to say weeks or months after I started them, if at all. I'm not a huge project finisher, I've got to be honest with you guys. Unless I'm doing a pattern test, not the best at that. Or sometimes I finish them and then I'm like, well, I actually don't like it, so I never post about it. I honestly think if you went through my TikTok, you might actually think I never make anything. Okay, anyway, what would we find if we opened your crochet drawer? Colour-coded yarn bins and printed patterns in sleeves. I wish. A lot of inspiration and some tangles. 5 half-finished projects, a snack wrapper and 1 sock. A rainbow explosion with no regrets. I'm not going to pick that one because there are regrets. I do have regrets about how unorganised my yarn stash is. I'm going to say a lot of inspiration and some tangles, because my actual half-finished projects are a bit more organised than my yarn stash. What makes you pick up your hook most often? A flash of inspiration, I have to try. That calming rhythm, it's my favourite kind of quiet. I saw a yarn sale and now I have to justify the purchase. I saw a pattern and got excited again. It's either 1 or 2. 1 is more like that would make me start a new project, but I think most days I pick up my hook because it's calming. So that's what I'm going to go with. How do you feel when a friend asks you to make them something? Sure, just send me the pattern. Oh, fun, but I'll probably tweak the design. Totally, I'll do it, but don't know when it'll be done. Of course, I have just the perfect yarn. I'm going to say totally, I'll do it, but don't know when it'll be done. Because, yes, happy to do it, but time commitments. You know, which of these best describes your crochet goals? To finish at least one of the 7 projects I've started, 100%. To relax and unwind with something soft and repetitive. To create something totally unique and artsy. To perfect my tension techniques and tracking system. Again, I do it mostly to relax and unwind, like that is the main thing for me, but recently I'm feeling like I really want to finish some projects, so I'm going to pick that because that is definitely a goal. You see a brand new yarn shop, what do you do? Go inside, sniff some yarn and walk out with just 1 skein. Immediately start imagining 5 different colour palettes. Leave with enough yarn to make at least 2 projects I've had my eye on. Buy yarn for a project you haven't planned yet but swear you will soon. I think I'd go inside. I can't say I've ever sniffed yarn, especially not in a shop. But I am going to pick that option because I think it's most realistic. Which non-crochet item do you absolutely need near you when crocheting? A notebook to sketch your ideas and stitch experiments, but you won't use it. A giant tote bag to hold 3 projects and a mess of yarn. Printed pattern and a sheet protector, or a snack and a cozy blanket. Definitely a snack and a cozy blanket. Okay, tell me what kind of crocheter I am. Let's find out. The chill stitcher. Love that for me. You're the cozy vibe we all want in our lives. You treat crochet like meditation. Slow, steady, and deeply satisfying. Your favourite projects involve soft yarn, simple repeats, and zero stress. You're not in a race to finish, your hook moves at the speed of serenity. I wouldn't say I completely agree with this, because I often find myself stressed when I'm crocheting, but overall I think it's a relaxing thing for me. But I kind of wish I was less relaxed about it. Like sometimes I'm like, just get on with it, Laura. Next quiz. Right, are you more knitting or crocheting? Definitely intrigued by this one. The answer should be crocheting, realistically. You're at the biggest craft store in the world. What are you most excited for? Speckled yarn, variegated yarn, all the yarn, where's the fabric? Okay, not where's the fabric. I'm just going to say all the yarn, because I wouldn't necessarily choose speckled or variegated over other types, like as a favourite, so I'm going to say all the yarn. How much are you willing to spend on a skein of all natural wool yarn? I mean, I bought some yarn that's merino wool and silk the other week, and that cost me £17 for one skein, which is probably about $20, right? So I'll say 20. Are you organised? How do you store your yarn? It's a tangled mess. I don't even have to read the other options. When you travel, do you bring your crochet or knitting projects? Always, of course. If you could create the perfect skein of variegated yarn, what colours would you choose? Green is my favourite colour, and I'm wearing blue. So I'm going to say blue and green. Do you feel more accomplished after making small projects or big projects? I do like the instant gratification of small projects. It's a little dopamine hit. But I would say the question is, do you feel more accomplished? And I would feel more accomplished after finishing a big project. Obviously. Wouldn't anyone? Like, that's a bigger accomplishment because it's bigger. But none of these answers really answer the question. So I'm just like, I'm going to say it depends. You have a 50% off coupon for the craft store. What do you buy? Yarn. I do want more knitting needles though, but yarn. How often do you buy yarn? Be honest. I would say probably twice a month. What's your favourite thing to do while working on a project? I watch a movie or TV show or YouTube videos. Where do you like to make stuff? In bed would be my favourite. Tell us, where do you find most of your inspiration? Honestly, probably TikTok, which isn't an option. And the next thing I would pick would be Pinterest, so I'm going to pick that. When you shop for craft supplies, how much self-control do you have? I have some. I definitely have some. How often do you make gifts by hand? At Christmas and then sometimes for people's birthdays. So I'll say I make gifts once in a while. I wouldn't do it without a reason, probably. Do you like learning new crafting techniques? Yes. I love learning new techniques, actually. I have a whole series on here of me learning new crafts, so. What's the biggest project you've ever made? Sweater, I'm going to say, because I've never made a full-sized blanket. Have you ever tried finger knitting or finger crocheting? No, but I'd like to try. It is on my list. A friend wants to learn how to crochet or knit. Will you help them? I honestly think they'd be worse off after a lesson with me than they would be with no knowledge at all. I don't know how to explain things to other people like that. I just don't. I would try. If they really wanted me to try, I would try, but I would, like, I had a friend who was getting into crochet and I just sent her some YouTube tutorials because I think that's more beneficial. But if they really wanted me, I would try to teach them how to crochet. But I would never try to teach someone how to knit because I really am not. I don't know enough myself. When it comes to yarn, what's your favourite material? Wool, acrylic, cotton. I prefer a blend. I'd mostly use acrylic, mostly because of cost. I'm going to say I prefer a blend. Where do you buy most of your yarn? Craft store chains, online, specialty yarn boutiques, everywhere. It's a mixture, so I'll say everywhere. How long have you been making craft projects? A few years. I started in October 2023, so a couple of years now. Do you know how to read a crochet pattern? Yes. Have you ever had a dream about knitting or crocheting? Probably, but I'm not sure. I don't really remember my dreams very often. So how many skeins of yarn do you have right now? Oh, I don't know. I have a lot of like half-used ones. I'm literally looking at the crate that I have all my yarn in right now, and it's not good. It probably is more than 29, so I'm just going to say more than I can count. Are you currently working on something? What are you making? My main focus right now is a jumper. If you had all the time in the world, what would you make? Sweater and socks, I think. How did you learn how to crochet or knit? I guess I taught myself. I mean, I watched YouTube tutorials. I don't know if that counts as teaching yourself, but I didn't do any of the others. What do you like to drink when you work on projects? Out of these three, water. Which of the following crafts do you enjoy the most? Weaving, felting, macrame, I never know how to say that. Embroidery. Embroidery is the only one I've done, so we'll say that. What type of fabric do you like? Which is your favourite? This is a lot of questions. Loose and lightweight material. Thick and cozy material. I prefer something in between. I love them all. Something in between. Where do you keep your crochet or knitting needles? They're in like a pen holder, which is none of these, because it's by my bed. I'll say on my desk. I don't know. Oh, I got both. Right, well, what was the point in that then? Are you more knitting or crocheting? Then I answer 500 questions just to be told. A bit of both, actually. Sorry, couldn't tell you. You are all about, I mean, it's true, I do both, but I am more crochet. You're all about knitting and crocheting. As a fan of all things crafty, you simply can't get enough of both techniques. This problem explains your obsession with yarn. But don't worry, we won't judge you. We think it's awesome. Okay, well, you made me feel better about it now. Thank you. That one felt long. I may have sped through some of those questions or even edited some of them out because it felt like it went on forever. Okay, the next ones that I have are going to test my crochet knowledge. These are important to me, okay? I want to do well on these because I like to think that I know quite a lot about crochet. So if I do badly on these, that's going to be a real knock to my ego. Test your knowledge with fun crochet quiz. Don't mind if I do. Oh, choose your level, beginner, intermediate, advanced. Should we do advanced? Let's do advanced. Okay. Oh, I'm already stressed. Okay, professional finishing. What professional finishing technique is being demonstrated? To the blocking, wet blocking with pins, right? Correct. Okay, phew. Complex colourwork. What advanced colourwork technique is demonstrated in this image? This is tapestry crochet. Oh, but it's in Taja because they're using separate bits for each one, right? That was close because I very nearly clicked tapestry then. Okay. What advanced construction method is shown in this sweater? This is top-down yoke construction, right? I think. Yes. Guys, I'm doing well, and these are harder questions than I expected, I can't lie. Okay. Specialty crochet form. What specialised crochet technique is shown in this image? This is Tunisian crochet. I'm 100% confident. Love that. Surface design. What advanced surface technique is demonstrated in this image? Cross stitch overlay embroidered surface applique technique. Oh, I don't know. Let me zoom in. It's not cross stitch. Could it be embroidered? Or surface crochet? It's really hard to see. I really don't know. I really genuinely don't know. I'm going to say embroidered, but I'm not confident at all. No. Surface. I was between those two. That's really annoying. I just couldn't see the stitches very well. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Whatever. What distinctive stitch creates the scale-like texture shown in this image? I actually feel like this is called crocodile stitch. I've definitely come across this before. Honestly, the first word that came into my head was chicken, and I don't know why, but that's obviously not an option. I don't know why something in me wants to say crocodile stitch. I feel like the dragon scale thing is a red herring. I'm going to say crocodile. Yes! Why did I think chicken? I think I might have seen someone make a chicken using that stitch. Possibly. What complex stitch technique is shown in this image? Guys, the answer is literally in the picture. It says crochet bullion, I don't know if I'm saying that right, stitch right there. And that's one of the options. So I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark, guys, and say bullion. How did I know? Traditional lace form. What traditional crochet lace technique is demonstrated in this image? That is not filet. I know that much. Other than that, I don't really know. I don't think this is Irish crochet lace, but I could be wrong. I'm going to guess Romanian. Okay, it was Irish crochet lace, so cool. Whatevs. I think this is hairpin lace. It's not Tunisian crochet. It's not double-ended crochet. I'm going to say hairpin. Yay. Okay, 7 out of 9. Could have been a lot worse. Like I said, All these quizzes will be linked to the description, so if you go and give them a go, please do let me know in the comments how you get on. Make sure you go and watch my first crochet quizzes video if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still here at this point in the video, drop a yarn emoji in the comments so that I know. And don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Bye!